Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies. I'm here today to do a tutorial of this envelope right here. And it has a little hanging tag off of here. We're only going to go over the construction of the envelope though. So what I started with was half a piece of paper, and this is just the regular 8.5. So this way it's 8.5, and this way it's 5.5. But you can really do any size paper. So you're going to start out with a piece of paper, and then you're going to find the middle. And I'm using cardstock. And there it is right there. That's the middle. So what I'm going to do is fold my paper in so that the edges overlap just a little bit. So it's not going to be exact, but it doesn't need to be exact. It just needs to kind of overlap. So that's one side, and then we're going to take the other side in. So that's what you should have so far. And it's overlapping by that much. Just enough so you can glue it in. Now, the next thing I do is I take a ruler and I draw a line on the top part. So this is going to be the top of my pocket. On the top, I draw a line on the side that isn't overlapping. So the whole side, the side that's still whole. So I'm going to draw that line. And then I'm going to turn this over, and let me double check with my other pocket to make sure that's what I did. Yeah. So on this side, the side with the folded flaps, you're going to draw a line down the bottom. Okay. Try to make it a straight line, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a line to cut on. Okay, so you have the front side of the envelope has a line across the top. Then you're going to turn it over to the side that has the folded flaps, and you're going to draw a line down the bottom. Then we're going to take our paper cutter, and sorry if you hear mowing outside, they're doing lawn work. All right, so what I do, you can use an X-Acto knife too, but I'm just not very good at that. So I'm just going to make sure that my blade, there's like a cross right here. So I'm just going to make sure that it's lining up like with that line, the fold, and with the line that I'm drawing or that I drew. And I'm going to cut a line down to the other fold right there. So that's what we have so far, just a line like that. Then since we drew this, we can just go ahead and cut it. I'm just going to cut it with scissors, although I'll probably cut crooked. So let me just go ahead and cut it using the paper cutter. Okay, so I am following the line that I drew, and Remember on this side how we cut in the middle? For the bottom lines, we're gonna cut only on the outside. So you're gonna cut the edge, and then you're gonna skip over the middle, and then cut down the other side. So that's what you have. And we'll go ahead and snip off the bottoms. And see, I went a little over, like I cut a little over, but that's okay because this is going to be folded down and glued. And then I'm going to go to the top side where it's that cut right there, and I'm going to snip off the middle. All right, so we can start seeing the forming of this envelope. Those are going to be the flaps on the top, peeking over, and this is going to be folded under. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm using my Big Shot to make the window, and you can definitely use an X-Acto knife if you want instead, but I'm terrible at cutting with an X-Acto knife. So I will be using one of these dies in here. And I'm going to be using this size, so the smallest size. I'm putting this in sideways, and you want to think about where you want the pocket to go. I like to make it go where there's empty space or like not interesting print. So I'm definitely not going to go there because I want to make sure the pink stays. But I could go right here, or I could go on this side. I think I'm going to go on this side because I don't mind some of this green getting cut off. So let's go about there. Sorry if you can't see the full. Here, let me zoom out. Okay. Hopefully you're not seeing too much of a mess. But so I have my die and the paper sandwiched in there, and I'm just going to roll it through. I really love it using my Big Shot. Okay. Now let me just roll it back, only because it's hitting the wall on the other side. There we go. All right. Let me get rid of this. And we have that right now. And let's see how our window looks. So just pop it out, and you can save this to use it for something else too. So there we go. We have a window in our pocket. Next, I am going to corner punch. So I'm corner punching this top part that's sticking out, and then corner punching the bottom. All right, next we are going to fold this side down. Let me make sure the lighting is good. Okay, so I'm going to fold this under and score it really good. As you can see, there's a little bit of an imperfection here where I overcut it. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. All right, so that's what we have so far. Next, I am going to put down the dictionary paper. So I have dictionary paper right here, and it is going to go on the flap. And I don't want this part showing. So I'm going to make sure I glue it so that I can cut that part off. And as you can see, my window is pretty low. So I need to make sure that there's going to be enough dictionary paper to cover that spot right there. So let me see if I go a little bit lower. See, I don't like it when there's empty space up there. So let me see if I have a longer piece right here. And this piece is going to be for this side because that side's definitely longer. All right, let me just put it down and see how it looks. I'm using a new glue stick that I just bought from my dollar store. Let's see how this works. All right. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and add glue on here. Let me just kind of mark where I should stop, around there. So I tend to put glue on both surfaces that will stick together when I'm using a glue stick because, you know, glue stick problems. So let me, the thing about glue sticks is you have to work so quickly. It's like it instantly dries. It's like by the time I finish gluing this side, that side's already dry. So let me just go over the edge a little bit. And it's like seriously a race against the clock. Seems to be doing pretty well. Hopefully this glue stick will be good. It came 3 in a pack. All right, then I am going to do this side. And it's like, it's the edges that you really need to concentrate on when using a glue stick. Okay, let me, actually I like that side better. Okay, just get the edges quickly and then slap that on. Oh no. Okay, it dried already. I was putting it flush to the bottom, but it should be getting the top. So All right. Let's add that on there. Okay, that seems okay. Now, if this window were not so low, I wouldn't have to add more dictionary paper down here. But because we can see the white space there, I need to add just a little bit of dictionary paper there. So I am going to take a little piece. Just enough to cover this edge. And I'm literally just going to patch it on there. Probably patch this side. Actually, it doesn't match, so I might have to do it like this. Yeah. So I'm just going to tear off a piece and let me start with this side. And just kind of make it match up. All right, so after that gets glued down, I am going to trim off the excess paper. Oh, I should have waited on the corner punching because this needs to be corner punched off. So as you can see, when you close it in, it looks like that. Now, I need to punch a hole so that I can put a brad in. So I usually go on the opposite side of the window, which would be on this side, and just punch a hole. Let me actually look at my example really quick. Yes, so I punch a hole kind of near the top. That would be good, about right there. And I'm going to attach an eyelet. So let me grab Okay, sorry if you couldn't hear me for a second. I went to get these eyelets, and I actually need to use a hammer with this because I cannot figure out for the life of me how to use the small eyelets with the crocodile. It's like, I don't know what combination. I feel like I've tried every single combination and it never does it right. So I use the good old-fashioned hammer and eyelet setter. All right, I don't want it to be loud, So let me just put my microphone far away for a second. Okay, I hope that wasn't too loud, but I don't know what is with this particular eyelet, but it didn't work. I don't know if you can see that. But let me just continue with the tutorial to show you how, like what the next steps are. And I'll probably just keep this envelope or this pocket as an example in my example pile. But I'm going to corner punch this and just show you what you need to do to complete the rest of this, which is really simple. So I'm just going to get my glue. I use just regular tacky glue, and we are going to glue this flap. So I'm going to go along the edge right here. And glue it down. And then I'm going to go along the edge right here. And glue this down. Now I like to use like plastic or something when I'm using wet glue, just because it's so messy and it won't stick to the plastic. And the next thing I do is I put it into like what I call a glue press, which is basically just an old book block, so that it dries down. So I'm going to just stick it in here until it dries. But I hope you guys learned how to make this envelope with this video. It was a little bit of a mess with this eyelet and everything. But if you have any questions at all, please leave me a question down in the comment box. And if you do make this, I would love it if you would tag me on Instagram if you have an Instagram. My name is Lace Covered Skies over there as well, and I would just love to see what you guys create. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye everyone.